Mercurial Mercenaries! Welcome to episode 5 of the Mercury Music Prize 2018 series. Order, which is Jorja Smith. Bill.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Bill.
Yes, sir.
Say something about Jorja Smith, please.
Jorja Smith's debut album, is called Lost and Found. She is a classically trained singer. I don't know if you'd consider this album an R&B or a neo-soul album.
Okay.
And she is probably best known for her work with the rapper Drake.
He's a member of the Duck family? Yes?
Yes.
I don't know Drake.
Drake is a Canadian rapper that was on a TV series that I don't know the name of, and that's how he rose to stardom. And then he became a rapper, and he did diss tracks, and he likes the Toronto Raptors. That's all I know about him.
Okay. This can, it says specifically on it, right? This is good, right? It's got serving instructions, right? There, which you can't really read. But it specifically says, rotate, don't shake me. So I thought, I'm going to have to do that, yeah? But it specifically says, it shows you, but it means lengthways. So it wants you to do this with it, yeah? And this is the interesting thing. This is the interesting thing, Bill, right? I did it again. This is the interesting thing, right? Look at this. I don't know if you got this over there, but consider what you were just saying a minute ago, which we haven't recorded, but you can see that this is nitrogen infused coffee.
Wow.
Can't see that. Nitrogen infused coffee.
You know what? They did that. Remember in Terminator 2? That's how they killed the robot, the liquid robot. He was about to kill them, and they said, "Would you like a refreshing beverage?"
Whoa.
And he drank it, and he froze.
Yeah. They used nitrogen infused coffee.
Yes. That's how they killed him.
It's going to be fizzy then. It says, and also, this is important, it says, can you see, it says best served in a glass. This is important. This might be more interesting than Jorja Smith's album. Hang on. We haven't decided yet. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh,
look at this.
It looks a lot like chocolate milk to me.
I'll tell you what, though. Once you get it out of the can and into a small glass, that's a bit disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I will say that I think if you shook it, it would be much, much different.
Well, James Bond had the same thing going on. He was very, very insistent on how he had his martinis.
Shaken, not stirred. Is your throat frozen? Can you talk? Can you say anything?
Do you think I'm just going to sort of change into a silvery puddle?
Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to say, good luck changing into your friendly neighborhood policeman now.
Woohoo!
It's not happening.
Jorja Smith, right? She is quite a sweet. It's right. It's all right. It's like Medusa's in the room. The Gorgon. He's looked into the Gorgon's eyes. My mercenaries. That is someone who's looked into the Gorgon's eyes.
Yes.
This could be more difficult than I anticipated. My mercenaries. This could be far more difficult than I anticipated. Bill, say something, Bill. Oh, are you back?
Hello?
No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not.
Oh, wait.
This still might be more interesting than Jorja Smith's album. Whoa, whoa. This is great. This is like we're in the mist of time. We're in the mist of time.
We're
both in a cloud.
For this to fix itself.
We're both in a cloud. What's that noise?
You're back. I'm sorry.
What's that noise? What was that noise? Was that like
Jeopardy
intermission?
theme song.
It was what?
The Jeopardy theme song.
Oh God, I don't know that. What's that?
Oh, I didn't know that was just an American thing. With Alex Trebek.
Is Jeopardy
Well,
the
at
one
least
where?
you asked in a form of a question. You said, "What
So
is the Jeopardy theme song?"
yeah, so that's the one
Because
where they
that's how
say
you do it at the game show. See,
Mount Everest.
they make it sound like it's for smart people, but it's really just for people with really good memorization.
Names of albums, for instance. What's Georgia
Speaking of
Smith's?
memorable, Jorja Smith's debut album, Lost and Found. What did you think of it, Six?
I thought it was all right. It was all right. It was all
Yeah.
right. It was all right. It was all right. It was all right. It was all right. She can sing. She sounds quite sweet. The beats are all there. It's all very professional. It's all very kind of kicking out the speakers. It's all very nice. I can smell the money. I can feel the money.
Yeah.
I can taste the money. She's sweet. She looks quite cute. She's nice. It's nice. It's all right. I quite liked it. I I didn't like it. I quite liked it. I didn't like it. Meh. I'll never listen to it ever again.
Yeah, I'm about the same. It's an R&B soul album, and full disclosure, probably not something I'd listen to normally. That being said, my nieces, maybe my sister-in-law, are big fans of R&B and soul. I could see them listening to this album. The hooks were good. I thought some songs were very catchy. It kind of slowed down a little towards the end of the album, but I thought she had a really good voice. I thought it was well produced. I thought it was very safe. There's one song where she raps a little bit and you can hear her British accent, and I wanted to hear that more in her singing voice because although she had a good voice, she sounded like every other R&B singer that I hear on like American Idol and everything. That being said, it was a well put together album. I felt like tracks like On Your Own and the one and February 3rd, where they took a few more chances with the production, I enjoyed more. Finished it already.
No, no,
Look,
no,
he's
no, no,
frozen.
no,
He
no,
can't move.
no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no.
sorry,
I'm
bad
gonna make
internet
this.
connection. I can't tell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try and make it last as long as
Yeah.
my interest in this album lasted.
Her big single off of this album is called Blue Lights, where she talks about shining blue lights and blue strobe lights. And for all the kids watching, I would say, don't shine a black light in your bedroom. It would change the way you see the world forever. Other than that, I thought it was, I thought it was good. I thought it wasn't. I thought it was just a really well put together and executed album. And the tough thing with something like this award is how do you rank that next to something like the Arctic Monkeys, where they tried something much more adventurous. And also, while she had a hand in writing all the songs, she has many different producers. And a lot of times on rap albums, different producers tend to write the music and they write the hooks. But for R&B albums, I'm not sure how much she had a hand in writing versus what they did. And what I wanted to ask you, Six, is a lot of times with concept albums or theme albums like Arctic Monkeys and different bands like that, it's important to have the same vision sonically throughout the album, sort of tie it together. Maybe King Cruel could be thrown in that mix. But in today's single-oriented internet environment, would it be smart for rock acts to have many different producers with different ideas, say Rick Rubin with more of a stripped-down sound, versus someone that like Nigel Goodrich, who has a lot of delays and a lot of layers, maybe to have different producers for different tracks to make the album maybe a little less cohesive but better in a singles environment.
It's weird that, isn't it? Because this is common stuff on these R&B and hip hop albums, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look through. So I've just put it on the screen now, right? On my other screen now, right? I'm just looking through the track listing here. So she's got 12 tracks. And producers: Perry, Cadenza, Wills,
Yep.
LBS, Kleinman, Azuro, Thomas, Lebbing, Compass, Joyce, Felix. It's a mishmash. Probably
It really
a
is.
mishmash of studios, a mishmash of producers. And you're right. When you talk about rock albums, you usually associate like the artist with the producer,
Sure.
like with Radiohead and Oasis and bands, to the point where they and Rick Rubin, and people like that, like you just said, and it's like the producer becomes like the fifth member of the band,
Sure.
sort of George Martin style. And so your question is that these right people say that like rock is dead because
Yeah.
basically the likes of Jorja Smith. I mean, people on this channel probably refute this now, but unfortunately, it's fact. Jorja Smith, right, and Drake, and Stormzy, they're taking over the world, and they have like mishmashy producers, and you're saying is rock missing a trick here?
Well, yeah, because I think a lot of the producers, and you know, I know you've worked with different producers, I've worked with different producers, and each have their own tricks. So one might be really good at one thing, another's good at another thing. So I think how they're looking at it is let's maximize our ability to have a hit single, where this producer might handle this sort of tone better. But if I want to make more of a ballad, maybe this producer's really good with that, or he's known to have more of a futuristic sound. This guy has more of a retro sound, and to sort of build your album, you know, are you maximizing how good you can sound, or is it better? Now, obviously, like I said, if you're doing more of a concept album, that gets thrown out the window. But if you just want to be successful, are you better off finding 5 really good producers with different strengths and sort of throwing and seeing what sticks against the wall, or sticking with one guy who can really nail you down into a certain sound that people can recognize?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, you're probably right. My natural reaction to that one is I'm just going to look up Stormzy, see what he did with his producers: XTC, Fraser T. Smith, Swifter Beta, Muramasa, Sir Spyro. Yeah, okay. I think this, you might have stumbled upon something here that I've watched so many videos about rock being dead and the reasons for and against it, and whether it's true or whether it's not true, what can be done. You're the first person who's ever actually said that. Taking a leaf out of hip hop's book and having multitude of producers to get success, because that's what I'm seeing here. But no, I don't think so.
No.
After all that, no, I like the idea of a band bedding into a studio with a producer, and they do it. Like when I watch old documentaries about Metallica and Bob Rock, or whatever. I mean, for good or for bad, I like that idea of that.
Yeah.
And if we were, as the 11th Hour Initiative now, if we went into a studio and we went into New York studio with Muramasa, right?
Yeah.
And then we did a song, and then we went to Vancouver with Fraser T. Smith, and then we went to London with Sir Spyro, and then we recorded in Paris with XTC. And at the end of it, in my heart, I'd feel that album was actually a bit of a the same.
I think though I think for it to work, even though we would technically release it as an album, you'd have to view it as what songs hit. So maybe as an album, it's not as cohesive, but maybe 4 out of the songs out of the 10, because we did that, maybe connected better. Or maybe we found strengths we wouldn't have with one in particular. I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I think it's a valid thing. And I'm curious, as I've never heard a rock artist really do that. And I know with hip hop, it's more, if I'm your producer, I came up with the beat and I came up with the chorus. So I'm giving that to you, and that's why you want to work with me, because I almost wrote the song. For R&B, I'm not sure how much of it is them writing the music, or maybe having their own guys perform it, and then the singer collaborates, or does, you know, in this case, does Jorja Smith come in with all the melodies, the hooks, the verse chorus arrangement, and maybe this producer says, okay, let's strip it down, let's build it up, let me add this bass line to it. I don't know how involved they are. In a rock act, you would have to think you'd be coming in with the song pretty fully formed, and then they would kind of add their vision to it.
Yeah, I'm looking through the writers of this album we're supposed to be talking about, and Jorja Smith is credited on
all of them,
every song. So I assume she wrote the lyrics.
That's probably what it is.
And then the other people credited would have wrote the music.
Yeah,
probably. That's interesting. Give me the name of the most kind of like experimental, technical.
I think the 2 that I starred.
Rock. No, sorry. Give me a name of like a really like experimental rock band.
Battles.
Who are they?
They're like a math rock group.
Okay. Let me just out of interest.
I think the drummer for Helmet's in that group.
So, right. So their most recent album was 2015, La Di Da Di, right? Battles. I just wanted to see. It's weird. It's interesting. They don't even the hip hop on Wikipedia. The hip hop albums have the producers listed next to the songs.
Yeah.
They don't bother for rock albums. Production for Battles, that album. Battles, credit as producer. Keith Souser, credit as producer. Seth Manchester, credited as producer. So they've got the band and 2 other guys.
I didn't know that Manchester had a first name.
Yeah,
you guys
apparently
do it differently over there.
Yeah, there's Seth Manchester, there's Ludwig London, and there's
Joey Cornwall.
Joey Cornwall. I mean, yeah, mixture of counties and towns. It's all right. It kind of works.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have
trying to get involved. That'll be like me trying to get involved in naming American cities. It's got disaster written all over it. When I start to go to the city of Niagara Falls.
Would it be Jimmy Plymouth or Bobby Devon?
Well, it'd be there you go. Shall I listen to that? La Di Da Di. La Di Da Di is the 3rd studio album by American experimental rock band Battles.
I haven't heard that album, but
what are they? What's math? I can't say math rock. It's maths rock. But what's that?
It's music that's greater than or equal to pi.
Oh right. It's just lots of trying to.
Well, no, it's very syncopated. It's very syncopated. It's very sort of what's the word I'm looking for when you go into a song and you can manually make your timing precise? There's a term for it.
Like milking a cow.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's not at all what I'm saying. Like
that.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about when you highlight a MIDI file and then you quantize it. It's very quantized.
Quantized music.
Of course, I could be wrong. If someone's a huge math rock, there's a lot of time signature changes. If someone is a huge math rock fan, in the comments, go ahead and correct me, but that's my best guess.
It's good. Maths.
I didn't say maths. I didn't make it plural.
Americans. Don't worry, my mercenaries. My British mercenaries will understand.
What? Who?
Where
do you
are
guys
my
make that plural?
Where are my 2,000 mercenaries, Bill? 2,600 of them, mother. Where are they, Bill? How come only 105 people are watching this video, Bill?
If you put any record on in the background right now and we did this, you'd increase your listenership by 800.
Should we put the voids on and just listen to it for an hour?
Put the voids on and review.
We've never done
Jorja
that.
Smith.
We could have both of us doing, we could just listen to the voids.
I think R&B.
Tell you what, have you ever heard that one?
Death. Yes, I have.
That's what a great album that is.
In fact, I watched your very great, what do you call it? Your Discovery video about it.
Yeah, you watched that?
I did.
I loved that album. It's really good. They only tried to copyright strike me for one
well,
song.
back in the day. Well, they still
are. Well, that's that done. I needed to have, basically last night, I accidentally went out and drank a lot of beer. It was spur of the moment. It wasn't supposed to happen. I got coerced into it because I can't say no. I can't say no. I can't say no, can't say no. It's another British song.
While you're singing, let me interrupt you just to say the second track, Teenage Fantasy. Ooh. Did that seem like the riff from Sting's Shape of My Heart to you? Bam, 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 bam. Did that any? Okay, back to your beer story.
I have no idea who Sting is, and I have no idea what that song you were just doing.
I'm gonna have to call the police on you, Mister.
I quite like that song, Teenage Fantasy.
Me too. Me too.
In fact, I just watched a video for that song just before we started this.
Oh, okay.
And it's quite a good video, like a French black and white thing. She's quite cute, actually, that girl.
I haven't seen any videos, but from the pictures, very, very nice, yes.
And that song's all right. I think I might me being a little bit. See, I'm always like devil's advocate, man, and I can see that people like keyboard warriors will be like, "Why do you always have to say you like everything, Mr. Six?" But I think I might have been being a little bit harsh because she's good looking. She's got a cute voice. When the first song started, I thought it was very Portishead.
Good
She's got this
looking
croaky.
is worth like 4 hours on our scale.
Yes.
So
Like,
if her album's a 6, but she's hot, we're giving her 10s.
It's immediately 10 o'clock. And
Yeah.
someone said, someone was trying to use the whole of the day for my, what you got to understand, right? My scale, this is basically to Evil White Clown Punk now. My scale, it's quite simple, right? It goes, it's the evening, right? It's the evening from 6 o'clock till midnight. You can't have 6 in the morning till midday. The scale goes from 6 in the evening through the evening to midnight. So it is 1800 to 0000.
You're backwards to me, so you're saying this and you're going 6 backwards. Like,
if I'm backwards, as everyone will tell you, I'm backwards here. Everyone's seeing me backwards. It doesn't matter, right? Unless, this is the thing, Evil White Clown Punk, right? Unless you know my face that well that you can tell that this is a mirror image, because I can't bloody tell. I mean, this here, that isn't my left eye, which is strange. This here is my right eye, even though it's quite clearly my left eye. That's weird.
But he knows that I know enough that if I did the clock thing, I would do it correctly. So if I'm incorrect, he knows that you must have manipulated it in post.
No, but the thing is, Bill, look. Look what's the giveaway. Look at that.
Ah.
That's the giveaway. Can you see that?
Yes.
That is a giveaway. That is ruining my idea of not... and also, everyone knows that hat isn't to my left. Everyone knows that hat's to my right.
Yeah.
So she's good looking. She's got a pretty voice, but and I thought the music had the potential to go all trip hop and Portishead, and I thought it was gonna be. And she's got this she's got this sort of this youngsters thing that they all do now. Which I think Amy Winehouse kind of started it, but this kind of like croaking your way through the vocals, and also the singer on going back to like 1995 or whatever on Max Inquire, the Tricky album, the singer on that album, it's that very not pronouncing your words properly and kind of croaking your way through it. Like, so if I was talking out, I just like I don't really care. Like, I just like doing like a lot of that, and I just do that enough, and like it sounds like you're acting like that, doing like that, and she's doing a bit of that. Catchy. It was actually quite good. That if you put a beat under that could have been trip hop. Like I don't really care. Like I just like doing like a lot of that, and I just do that enough, and like it sounds like you're like I don't really care. Like I just like doing like a lot of that, and I just do that enough, and like it sounds like you're like I don't really care. Like I just like doing like a lot of that, and I just do that enough, and like it sounds like you're. But she's so if she was singing like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, she would go Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She'd go Somewhere. And that...
Wait, were you just playing her just now? was that a clip from the record?
I know it was spot
You're
on.
very good with the edits because we're live now, and that just straight in.
So I understand that the youth like it, and but I think I've had enough of that. I think I've had enough of that.
I mean, my thought is, if I played this to somebody like my niece who likes R&B, they'd love the album. It's a great R&B album. Where I would detract from it is it's not... I don't know what she's doing that's new. It's just a very good R&B album. And
is it a very good R&B album?
See, I'm not... I think so. I don't think it's amazing R&B album. I think if you're an R&B fan, you'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
Because I'm not saying that it's not. I don't think I know. I don't think this album's not aimed at me, right? Again, I don't think I know enough R&B albums to even know whether this is a good one or not. I thought it sounded like the sort. If I'd listened to this more, right?
Yeah.
I think that I could probably end up being less hard on it because the beats sound good, the music sounds good, she sounds good, the songs are okay.
I genuinely think it's a good album. And I will also say that, although there are R&B songs I like, it's not something I normally sit down and listen to, but I definitely, oh, please don't ever do that again. But I think that, yeah. I've totally lost my train of thought. I think
Is this?
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. Okay, right. What I started off by saying was this is a bit. It's all right. It's just like what I'll end up when we sum up in a minute is this album is just right.
Yeah.
Is this better than Jamie Woon's album?
Yes.
Because that had a similar. That wasn't a bad album. That wasn't a bad album. It was a.
I think it was below.
You reckon?
I think this one's much. There are songs I like on this. Now I don't know if I like them enough that I would go back and say let's listen to it. But as I was listening to it, there are songs that immediately I said I like this. It's catchy. With Jamie Woon, I just thought, oh, this poor guy. The whole time.
Jamie Woon.
I was like, this poor man. Like I just really, I felt it was heartfelt, because I really felt for him. But the song just
we really felt for him.
We really felt for him.
Poor Jamie Woon.
I mean, poor Jamie Woon.
Let me just check something with Jamie Woon.
While you're checking, you mentioned Evil White Clown Punk. I also want to say Podrick Floyd, Explosive Notes, Clive 54, Roboland's Vids, and HK all welcomes me back, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate it. And HK, did you get your name from HK47 from Knights of the Old Republic? I'll feel foolish if you didn't.
Oh,
but
probably. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, I mean, I love that character.
You're such
HK
a tart
is sort of like
to these people.
A mean-spirited droid from a great video game that BioWare made back in the day. But all of you, thank you for welcoming me back. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking coming back, so I always appreciate that.
Blimey, do you know what? I mean, I was ignoring you tarting about then. Do you know what? Guess how many albums Jamie Woon's done since he made Making Time in 2015?
That poor guy. How many?
None. The last thing he did was the album that we said, poor Jamie Woon.
Did we destroy his career?
Well, what's he done since?
Because then I'd feel really bad. That's poor guy.
He's done nothing. The last entry on Wikipedia is 2015. Well, listen to this. This is Wikipedia, right? The last entry on his whole Wikipedia page says, it says the new album would be called Making Time, and it was subsequently released in September. So the last entry was written before the album was released, and no one's updated it since.
I think that we should all make time and maybe send some flowers to him.
I think we need to do something, because I think we need to do something. So
I really do.
We're putting Nora Batty. What's she called? What's this girl called?
Did you just call her Nora Batty?
Jorja Smith.
Jorja Smith.
So we both think that Jorja Smith is not going to be down the. She's not poor Jorja Smith.
No.
Right.
I think she'll have a big career. I think I don't know if she'll be Beyonce, but I think in a few years she'll be one of the big R&B singers, you know.
I think, in all seriousness over here, having just read a little bit about her and that, and listened to the music, I think she is actually going to be pretty big here.
I do.
I think she's got.
in a couple of years,
she's really popular.
Jay-Z's going to pop on her songs, talking about how, I don't know if you knew this, but he used to be a drug dealer. He never talks about it, but he might mention that in one of her songs.
See, I know that. I know what you're getting at there. But I've never listened to anything by Jay-Z, not a single second. But I can imagine. I can imagine what he's saying in the songs. Oh, yeah. So you've already mentioned this, right? But but Jorja Smith featured on a Drake song, which I think what gave her.
I think she's also toured with. I think she's also toured with him.
Right, that's quite a big deal then, yeah. Because I've never listened to anything by Drake, but I think his song, something like One More Time or One Time or One Dance. One Dance? Was that Drake? One Dance?
They say that he's the man. He's a real man Drake.
So he's a man Drake. Hell, that's what I get you on here for the quality like that. Drake won. Yes, Drake One Dance. I think that was one of the biggest songs of all time here. I think it was at #1 for longer than Ed Sheeran. I couldn't tell you how it went. I don't know anything about him. Has he got like duck features.
That's what he's best known for. See, he was born with a duck bill, and so all the kids used to tease him. And then he said, "I'm going to use that as my strength." And he said, "I'm going to call myself Drake." Now all the guys are getting duck bill tattoos because he's such a lady killer.
Oh, he's got quite a set of metal teeth, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, that's all
You haven't seen nothing unless you saw his webbed feet. He's got gold-plated webbed feet.
I've typed Drake in, right? And do you know what? Looking through the Google images, no one's put a picture of him with a beak. No one's done it. It's the first thing I would do is put a duck's beak on him, but no one's done it.
You're an originator.
Well, it's an obvious thing to do, isn't it? In fact, I can't do it for the image of this video because this isn't about Drake. I will put a beak on the girl that we're talking about, just for the hell of it. We'll put it on the screen now.
That'll make a lot of sense.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen now. It's on the screen now, right?
Wow.
A picture of Jorja Smith with a duck's beak.
You know who I think she'd work really good with? Drake. Because she's got a beak, and he's named after a bird.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely, it's like this, and this.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had that, but
You've never had peanut butter and jelly?
No, we don't.
You, sir, are missing out.
Is there anyone from this country who's just in the comments below? Has anyone from this country ever done jam and peanut butter? Just tell me.
No, not jam and peanut butter.
And let's not get into
peanut butter and jelly. You have to say it like that. You can't say jam.
No, you can't. No one over here is going to put jelly in a bloody sandwich. It'd be bizarre.
I'm not talking about petroleum jelly. I'm talking about a fruit. Now that's a different kind of peanut P&J sandwich.
Oh God! Right, okay then. Jorja Smith.
But not sexually.
Not sexually. Jorja Smith.
Yes.
Give her a rating using my bloody scale and stop moaning about it.
I dislike the scale.
No,
okay.
don't dislike it. This is a trendsetter.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh.
So more importantly, that would be yeah. So more importantly, I would go everything, Arctic Monkeys, Jorja Smith. Everything is recorded, and Florence, and that goddamn machine.
So you're putting Jorja Smith,
yes,
in between Arctic Monkeys and Everything Is Recorded.
I am.
You think this is a better album than Everything Is Recorded?
I do, and I would also recommend to all of your viewers, don't go back and look at what the times I said before, because if this wouldn't work out with the clocks, not important.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Time is relevant. Or relative.
Well, time is like a brother, a sister,
Einstein
an auntie,
said that.
an
You
uncle.
think you're smarter than Einstein?
Grandmother.
Huh? Smart guy?
I think you're smarter than Einstein, but I'm smarter than Einstein's wife.
Ooh. And she was quite the sharp tack.
So,
We're making a
oh God. God damn it.
Somebody did a funny meme of him today where it was like one of his rants where he's like, I'd rather die on my knees than let this country suck the soul out of my patriotic body. And somebody on a tweet put, sir, this is McDonald's. Like, that is funny. All right.
It's funny. Probably had to be there. I tell you what, just a minute ago before we started this, I also listened to, I also watched, I don't know, I was talking all Somerset then.
Wait, was that a sentence?
I watched.
I think you did that thing. You said she sings like. You were just like. I'm gonna need subtitles.
I watched the video for Everything Is Recorded, the final track on that album, which I really liked, and Yeah, I really like that. I think that's the best song that we have heard so far. So I'm a bit. So if we're doing this as a collective thing here, we've currently got Everything Is Recorded in 4th place. But I'm not sure.
I liked last one we did it differently, so we both had our own, and then.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna have to do it because I was hoping we could come to like some sort of like, you know, collective result. But I don't think I'm gonna have to title this one Bill, and then this one. Hang on. Oh Christ! I've just put my fingers through the screen. Hang on, not sexually. This one. No, don't write that. Put 6. That's better. Right. So I'm gonna. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, isn't it? This is where the what do you call it when the suspense?
The rubber hits the road, sir.
This is where the suspense is, Bill, because I don't know. I think that I'm going to put Everything Is Recorded above Jorja Smith, and then Florence can go at the bottom. So
and the funny thing is, I'm the one that's the big Damon Albarn fan, so you'd think I would do that, but I got to stick to what I feel.
Apparently, he's on there, and no one knows where he is on there because you can't even hear him. And
Yeah,
Peter Gabriel's on there. Can you hear where he is? I couldn't hear Peter Gabriel on there. I wasn't really listening out for him either, but
Red Rain was pouring down, but not sexually.
I'm tempted to put Everything Is Recorded above Arctic Monkeys.
You can do it if that's what you feel.
I'm going to leave it where it is for the minute because I listened to an Arctic Monkeys song a minute ago, the 4 out of 5 song.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I gave it 2 out of 5.
You gave 4 out of 5, 2 out of 5.
Yes.
I might have given 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Is 4 out of 5, is he like referencing what he thinks the critics will give the album? Because it might be like, because it's self-aware kind of nonsense.
6, we did that last week. I have absolutely no memory of what that...
Well, I went out last night, right? By accident. I accidentally drank loads of beer, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
I drank loads.
You drank loads of beer.
Loads. It was bad. It was bad news. So basically, today, as of today, I'm teetotal, but I've also been very, very like, ugh.
What have you been like?
Like, you know, ugh.
Wait, well, so, can you repeat that again? What were you like?
This is supposed to be, ugh.
Oh, okay, got it.
Let me just check here. It's good because the ingredients contain soluble coffee. Can you imagine what it would be like if the coffee wasn't soluble?
If it was unsoluble?
I know, it's ridiculous. What a stupid thing for them to say. I'm trying to see a bit where it usually says high levels of caffeine, but I can't see it. It doesn't say it. There's no warning on there.
They froze the caffeine.
There's no warning on there about caffeine.
There should be a warning about looking like an idiot twirling it around before you drink it. They should have a warning about that. You may cause you to look like a fool.
Well, there you go. So, right. 21-15, you gave it. Jorja Smith, 21-15.
I don't know, I'm not in the military. I gave it 9-15.
I give it... I'll give it that. I'll give it 2100.
Fair. Harsh, but fair.
Oh, it's probably better than that. It's Is it average?
It's a good album. It's just not exciting for this competition because it's just a good album.
She's sweet enough, but unfortunately for her, she's up against other singers that have more character. And I
did
like
you give her
personality?
Actually, very Loach. Yeah, Lily Allen, I think did. Did you give her she's really good looking bump?
Oh Christ, no. Sorry, no. It was an instant 10 for the looks, and I'll give her a bit more. Okay, final score. 2300.
It's high noon on his sundial.
2300 for Jorja Smith.
All right.
Thank you very much, my mercenaries. That was Jorja Smith. Next, we're going to talk about
an album,
King Cruel. And what's the name of his album? The Ooze. The Ooze. Over and
Oh, sorry, I zoned out when you were doing that.
over and that could have been bad news. If I'd
That's how you
forgotten
should start the video.
Yeah,
Start the video with you
news.
going, that could have been bad news. And Florence and the trash compactors.
Florence and the machine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
Dear me, I can't believe it. How could you call such a fantastic album and fantastic singer a trash compactor?